Yeah, it might do like Jim from The Office and just look at the camera. Then pan back.
My name is Michael Kuntz, and I oversee National Advanced TV Sales at Spectrum Reach. I'm here today with Alex Stone from Horizon Media.
I am the SVP of Agency Partnerships and Advanced Video at Horizon Media. I've been there 10 years, and I've been leading the charge on an agency partnership perspective for like the last 8.
I think you're the perfect person in a lot of ways to have a discussion with us today, share some of your views, just in terms of the intersection you sit at between programmers, ad-supported streaming platforms, and the distributors that you work with. So many great things happening within the TV space, but obviously a lot of challenges. So I think the first question that we would love your point of view on is, with all of the different ways that you can sort of find audiences, how do you guys cut through the noise and ultimately reach the people that you're trying to talk to and make those meaningful connections for your clients?
We're in a world where I feel like we've finally advanced from just that straight demo male 25 to 54 target, and now it's all about the development of these audience segments, and therefore it's really important to have a strong baseline for which you have a general sense of that audience, and then figure out which partners you can utilize to supplement that audience to really begin to form like a personic relationship, a more personal ID that you're able to target.
Yeah, and you guys have obviously made some pretty big investments and advancements in your Blue ID platform, knowing that sort of data sits at the center of a lot of what you guys are trying to achieve. I guess the question that I have is, how do you sort of evaluate and rely on data and really make that determination as to whether this is the right type of data that ultimately, number one, is going to be deterministic, and number two, actually help you drive the outcomes that you're looking to achieve?
Thank you for bringing up Blue. I think Blue at the centerpiece is that engine that powers and allows us to really gain trust in what those audiences look like and what they entail. The way that we've built Blue, utilizing TransUnion as the spine, working with Accio as the AI power, we have that ability to input all of these data, first party, second party data, whether it's client owned or these second party sources, that help us build a story and help us understand who that audience is. We're then able to take those audience segments and activate them in real time programmatically, then tie back the measurement of it. So again, how do we know if those audiences are working? Well, we see real business outcomes. We see incremental lift. We see incremental conversions. Then we just build on that.
Speaking of business outcomes, I don't think I can think of a time in the years that I've been in this business where there's just so much pressure, both as a seller, buyer, to demonstrate ROI on every campaign. Mm-hmm. You know, we've got sort of these looming tariffs. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the back half of this year, just in terms of overall budgets. You guys are under a lot of pressure, as I said, to deliver on every campaign. How do you factor that into the decisions that you're making? And ultimately, how do you deliver post-campaign or even in real time, share those results with your clients to make sure that they understand that every dollar they're spending is actually being put to work?
What I'm doing from my partnership perspective is really testing the screws and making sure that we're negotiating as much value as we can, and making sure that value is going back to our clients. The pressure that we face only makes us better, right? It forces us to iterate and optimize, and really find those partners that are going to perform for our clients.
I like that idea. Pressure is a privilege, right? Mm-hmm. I think, as Billie Jean King said once. Last question. So as you sort of consider all of the different things that are going to be discussed here over these next few days, what trend would you point to or development that you look to as this is the thing that's going to shape sort of the future, whether that's near term, long term, of our business? And you can't mention AI. I'm just kidding. AI probably needs to be part of that answer on some level. But yeah, what are you most excited about? And what do you think is going to have the biggest impact?
AI want a different question. Just kidding. So AI really at the nucleus, right? And then you've got all of these components in which AI and that facet is going to, generative AI is going to impact, whether that is creative, measurement, how we plan, how we optimize, which media partners. And I think what we're seeing is like all these different elements of AI come to life here at Cannes this year, and everybody's got a reason to talk about it. So sure, it's at its nucleus because it should be the center of attention right now. And speaking of which, I think attention is going to be a signal that gets more play here. I feel like with attention, you have curiosity. Attention and relevance is huge. It builds consideration. And I think attention as a metric and how it functions with AI is something that we'll also see a lot.
That's really interesting. How do you sort of define and measure attention?
So we have trusted partners that help us define that. We also look at lift studies, and we make sure that we've got a firm methodology behind attention, making sure that we have benchmarks against different categories, and again, figuring out how that measurement can tie back into optimization on different media strategies.
Well, Alex, we really appreciate you being here with us today. Obviously appreciate the partnership that we have, and look forward to working together to not only grow the business, but also collectively solve some of the challenges that I think we're all sort of faced with.
Thanks so much for having me, Michael.